Say UFT class 21 user defined functions in VBScript. See first VBScript functions. VBScript functions. See first what is function? What is function? A reusable code. Simple definition. A reusable code. Say in structured programming, for example C language, we use functions, built-in functions, user-defined functions. In object-oriented programming, for example Java, we use methods. Both are same. In structured programming, we use functions. In object-oriented programming, methods, built-in methods, user-defined methods. But VBScript is object-based programming language, scripting language, object-based scripting language. C, structured programming language. Java, object-oriented programming system. But VBScript, object-based. Here we can find functions as well as methods. Functions, function, a reusable code. Next, when we choose functions, say whenever we want to perform same operation multiple times, then we choose functions. Whenever we want to perform any operation multiple times, then we choose functions. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we choose functions. If we identify more reusable components, then you can reduce the project code size. See, whenever we have to perform any operation multiple times, whenever we want to perform any operation multiple times, then we choose functions. See, what is function? When we choose functions, means why functions. Next, types of functions in VBScript. Types of functions in VBScript. Before that, one general topic, just a minute. In structured programming, example C language, we use functions. Two types of functions. built-in and user defined. User defined. Next, in object-oriented programming, in object-oriented programming, for example, Java, we use in Java no function term. We use methods. Same, built-in methods and user-defined methods. Next, in VBScript, we use functions and methods. Functions and methods. See, VBScript is an object-based language. It is not either structured programming language or object-oriented programming language. Object-based language. Just a minute. Okay, na Saujanya? Tell me when to choose functions. When we choose functions, Saujanya.
Sir, I just came, so
Okay, cool.
I did not listen.
Cool. Dinesh, when we choose functions in computer programming or scripting?
To perform any operations multiple times.
Multiple times. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we choose functions. Okay. Next, we have two types of functions in VBScript. You know, already we discussed built-in functions. Next, user-defined functions. User-defined functions. Built-in functions are limited and read-only, but user-defined functions unlimited. You can create a number of functions and you can edit user-defined functions. See, we have some categories of built-in functions in VBScript, Visual Basic Scripting Edition, full form of VBScript. We have some categories of built-in functions. Array functions, array functions, functions on arrays, functions applicable on arrays. Next, date and time functions, date and time functions. Next, important category, string functions. Next, conversion functions. Next, anything else, Ritu? Math functions. Next, miscellaneous functions. These are the important categories. Next, user-defined functions. Basically, we have two types of user-defined functions in VBScript. In C language also, two types of user-defined functions, function and subroutine. In VBScript, sub-procedures, function procedures. See, sub-procedures. Next, function procedures. See, in sub-procedures, you can create public functions and private functions. But if you don't specify public or private keyword, by default public only. See, in our test automation, we use public functions only. Next, internal function, external function. See, public, private, this is scope. Internal and external, this is usage. See, in function procedures also, public, private, internal, external. See, public and private. These are access modifiers. Next, internal and external. For example, internal function. What is the internal function? Ritu, what is internal function?
Which this can be used within the function.
Within the function, confusing. Defining and calling within the script. Script is main, function is sub. See, defining and calling within the script. Next, external function. Have any idea, Ravnit, what is external function? Usage point of.
Which are defined outside the script and we can call in the script.
Okay, good. See, calling from external resource. For example, function library. See, first, sub procedures. See, set of statements enclosed with sub and end sub statements to perform an operation. See, and one more thing, what scripting features we use in main script all can be used within functions also. For example, you can declare variables in functions. You can use operators, conditional statements, loop statements, and you can call functions within functions, and you can use automation objects, etc. What scripting features we use in main script all can be used within functions also, but only difference is script is main, function is sub. Okay, subordinate. Sub procedures. Set of statements enclosed with sub and end sub, reserved words. Sub and end sub statements to perform an operation. Next, sub procedures take arguments. Sub procedures take arguments. We use arguments as parameters. Sub procedures take arguments, but arguments are optional. Arguments are optional. Suppose if you don't want to use any argument, use blank parenthesis. Suppose if you want two parameters, username, password, use use two arguments, username, comma, password. Suppose if you want single parameter, city, city. See, we can use single argument or multiple arguments in VBScript user defined functions. If you want to use multiple arguments, use comma. By separating with commas, you can use multiple arguments. Next, sub procedures won't return any value. Only performing operations won't return any value. Sub procedures won't return any value. Next, syntax. Sub, next, procedure name, next within parenthesis, arguments, next normal statements. Here you can use variables. In normal statements, you can use variables, operators, conditional statements, loop statements, etc. End sub. Tell me, Saujanya, sub procedure. What is sub procedure in VBScript?
Basically, it is a set of statements enclosed with the sub from end to sub statements.
Sub and end sub.
Sub and end sub statements
to
perform an operation.
Next.
And sub procedures take arguments, but arguments are optional.
Next, one drawback of sub procedure.
That is, it won't return the value.
Yes, it won't return any value. Only performing operation. What is value? That I will explain. Next, function procedures. function procedures. Same. Set of statements enclosed with function and end function statements to perform an operation. See, set of statements enclosed with function and end function statements. See, this set of statement means normal statements. Okay, in normal statements you can use variables, operators, conditional statements, loop statements, etc. Set of statements enclosed with function and end function statements to perform an operation. Next, same. Function procedures take arguments, but arguments are optional. Function procedures take arguments, but arguments are optional. Next, function procedures can return a value. Function procedures can return a value. Can return a value. Say, returning value is not mandatory. You can only perform operation or perform operation and returning value. Observe two scenarios. First scenario, only performing operations. Second scenario, performing operations and returning value. See, in these two scenarios, you can use function procedures. But sub-procedures won't return any value, only for performing operations. Then you can ask one question. If function procedures are suitable for both the scenarios, only performing operations and performing operations and returning value, then why sub-procedures? Sub-procedures only for performing operations. Okay, one technical reason. Sub-procedures are faster in execution than function procedures. Sub-procedures are faster in execution than function procedures. Whenever you want to perform operations only, then choose sub-procedure. If you want to return a value apart from performing operations, then choose function procedures. But if it is small function, you cannot find the difference. If it is lengthy functions, large amount of code, that time you can find performance difference. Okay, in our VBScript, in our test automation using UFT, small or medium level functions only, you can use function procedures for both the scenarios, only performing operations and returning value. Okay, the only reason is sub procedures are faster in execution than function procedures. See, note, sub procedures are faster in execution than function procedures. Next, syntax for function procedures. Syntax. Same. Function. Next, function procedure name. Next, within parenthesis, arguments. If you want to use multiple arguments by separating with commas, you can use. Next, statements. Next, end function. See this selected area. This selected area is called as function body. Okay. Okay, now Ravneet, what is function procedures? What is function procedure? Ravneet.
Function procedure, a set of statements are enclosed within the function and end function statements. And they take arguments, but they are optional, and they return a value.
Yes, function procedures can return a value. Okay. Next, I will show examples. Observe examples. First, sub-procedures. First example, sub-procedure with no arguments. Sub-procedure with no arguments. No arguments. See. Suppose generate the login script. What is the problem? I didn't start the recording. Just a minute. Stop. Sub, for example, procedure name, login, no arguments, blank parenthesis. However, just a minute. Calling functions. Now we just discussed creating functions, creating sub procedures and function procedures. How to call? See, call is VBScript statement. Call function name, if it is sub procedure or function procedure, function name. Next, values for arguments. Values. Suppose If no arguments, blank parenthesis. See, call procedure name login blank parenthesis. Run the script. See, executing. See, you can call the function before function definition also. Executing. Executing. Just a minute. That gcrit.com is there now. it.com/build3 admin. Build3 admin. Sorry, just a minute. System util dot run next path of the browser just a minute. Just run the script. Okay. Next, enter username just a minute. Unnecessary statements. Enter username admin @123. Next, enter password admin. See, misplaced. Admin @123. Run the script. What is the syntax error? Observe Ritu, what is the problem? Oh, syntax error. Run the script. Observe Ritu. Login.
Yes, sir.
Login operation performed na?
Yes, sir.
Make it as sub procedure with no arguments.
Yes, sir. Sub,
Sub,
name of the sub procedure.
suppose admin login,
Parenthesis.
blank parenthesis. I'm not using any arguments in this sub procedure. Next,
And sub at the last.
and sub. Next, call the function. Call function name admin login blank parenthesis. Run the script. See, observe, login operation successful. Okay, in this function, I am not using any verification points. You can use verification points. Next, sub procedure with arguments. Sub procedure with arguments. Can you tell me, Samir, what is the purpose of arguments? Samir, purpose of arguments.
To pass the parameter.
Yes, to pass parameters. See, observe, in this script, no arguments. We are using constant values. Admin at 1, 2, 3. Constant values, fixed values. See, if we use constant values, every time it uses that fixed values only. Just a minute. Okay. If you want to pass arguments, if you want to pass parameters, use arguments. How? By separating with commas. In this scenario, 2 arguments required, 2 arguments. You can use your own names, any meaningful names. Suppose username, comma, password. Username, comma, password. Okay. Pass arguments as parameters. Pass arguments as parameters. See, don't use double quotes for parameters. Don't use double quotes. If it is string type data, then use double quotes. That is VBScript syntax rule. Next, how to call? See, call function name. Next, arguments. Pass values to arguments. First value, admin, string type data, use double quotes. If it is number, no double quotes. Next, admin at 1, 2, 3. Run the script. See, login. Next, just a minute. You cut this code, take new test, and try to run this script. Observe Dinesh, what is the problem? What is the problem? See, earlier we recorded that script now that used local library, a local object repository.
Right.
This time no local repository. Okay. See, now my requirement is load object repository at runtime. Means whenever you call function, it loads that object repository automatically and continue the login operation. Okay. First you create that shared object repository, resources, object repository manager, object, add objects, show the browser, click OK. Save. Suppose I am saying on desktop. Next. Saujanya, load shared object repository at runtime. How to load? We already discussed that syntax.
Yes, sir. It's
We use one utility object.
a repository.
Repositories collection, single word.
Collection. Yeah,
Repositories collection dot add. Next,
add
within double quotes,
and repository path.
Path of the shared object repository. Here you can use absolute path or relative path.
Relative path.
See. Run the script. What is the problem? Already there. Now try to run the script. Launching login. Observe Ritu, login successful.
Yes, sir.
Next, cut this code. Take new test. Okay. Call. See, when you call this function, first it loads shared object repository file, then continues that login operation. And one more thing, you need to maintain these resource files. Suppose this resource file available on desktop. If you delete this file, this function won't be executed. Run the script. See, executing. See, this is load shared object repository at runtime. See, this is internal function. Observe. Just a minute. This is internal function, means defining, means writing the function and calling. Writing and calling within the script. Suppose make it as external function. Cut this code. Create library file. Launch Notepad. Next, enter the code, place the code. Next, save as VBS file. For example, ABC VBS. Save. And one more thing, for each and every function, one library file is not required. You can create hundreds of functions in a library file. See, remember, for each and every function, one library file is not required. You can create hundreds of functions in a library file. By associating that library file, you can call functions. Okay. Associate library file. Associate the library file. Samir, tell me the navigation. How to associate library file with UFT? File. Settings. Resources. Where is resources? Resources. Click add icon. Browse path of the library file. Next.
Okay.
Apply. And one more thing here, one option is there, set as default.
Yes.
If you select set as default, then it will be associated for all tests, means future tests, not previous tests. Tool level association. Whenever you create new test, this function library file will be associated automatically for new tests only, not for previous tests. Okay. See, now only test level association means this function library only for this test. If you want to make it as tool level, select this option, set as default. Okay, now only test level. Okay. Run the script. Now it is executing. Just a single statement, calling statement. Okay, now Ravneet, any confusion?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay, just a minute. Next, another flavor. Subprocedure with arguments and verification point. See, one or more. Say I'm taking the new test. So try to run this script. Executing. I want to insert verification point. Observe Ritu. By checking the log of link, by checking the existence of log of link, you can confirm login functionality na?
Yes, sir.
Before login, no log off link. After login, you can get login. You can get log off link. Now observe, no log off link in this page. No log off link. Error. Next, verification point. Admin at 123. Insert verification point using conditional statements. You can insert verification point, or using standard checkpoint also. If log off link dot exist, suppose 5 seconds, time optional. If you don't specify time, if you don't specify the time, it will take tool default synchronization time 20 seconds. MSG box, for example, login successful, login successful, else MSG box, login failed, login failed. Try to run this script. Run. What is the problem? And if run the script, observe the output. Saujanya, login successful na?
Yes, sir.
Next, just a minute. Invalid input. Invalid input. Run the script. See, after 5 seconds, login failed na? Okay. Instead
Yes,
of okay. Instead of displaying the message, return result, define test result means define test result means pass the result to result window. You tell me, Dinesh, how to define test results. MSG box only for displaying, not for storing. If you want to store results, you define test result, pass the result to result window. Example, how to define test result? Dinesh, Samir,
Reporter.report event.
reporter dot report event. Here you can use either zero or make pass. This is status of the result, comma, result step name, any meaningful name, comma,
Message.
details, any meaningful message, login successful, else reporter dot report event. Here you can use either mic fail or one mic, Microsoft integer conversion. res, comma, login failed. Login failed. First, valid input. Valid input. Run the script. What is the problem? Else. Two else.
There are two else.
Okay. Run the script. Login. Okay. Launch result window. View menu. Last run results. See. Observe color. Green color. Current run. Passed. Select this res object. Login successful. Passed. Next. Invalid input. Invalid input. Run. Over. View last run results. Failed. Failed. See sub procedure with arguments and verification point. Next, sub procedure with arguments, verification points. Next, data driven testing. Suppose this time we are passing single values. Next, we want to pass multiple values. Sub procedure for data driven testing. Data driven testing. Observe. For data driven testing, after verifying, close the browser for every iteration. Dot close. Say for test data, you can use external Excel file or data table. See external Excel file or flat file that we will discuss in VBScript automation objects chapter. If you want to communicate with Excel files, Excel object required. If you want to communicate with flat files, file system object required. You just use UFT tool feature data table. Next, in VBScript automation objects chapter, I will explain how to communicate with Excel and flat file and database files. See view menu, data. Here prepare 5 sets of data. Suppose username, password. admin at 123. Say first input valid input, second one admin password ABCDE. Next admin at 123. Say username blank, password valid. Next username valid, password blank. Next connect. Dinesh, how to use data table parameters? Call admin login. Continue. You continue, Saujanya. Call admin login. Connect data table parameters. Ritu.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yeah, it's data table
data
of
table of
column ID, sheet ID, 1, 1,
1, 1, second parameter.
yeah, data table of
2,
2,
1, second column, first sheet only. Run the script. See, first successful, second time failed, next third time failed, fourth time last iteration. Last iteration. Say last run results. Observe Ritu. Here 5 iterations na.
Yes, sir.
GUI test 6, that is test name. You can use your own names. Iteration 1 passed. Iteration
Yes,
2 failed. Iteration 3 failed. 4 failed. 5 failed. See, out of these 5 iterations, first iteration only passed. Okay na?
Yes, sir. Yeah, got it.
See, you use this web application. It is our own application for any version of UFT. Okay, Ritu, you try with 12.51 or 12 or 11.5, it will work.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sub procedure for data driven testing. Next, returning value I will show. Returning value. Returning value. Just a minute. A returning value. But sub procedures won't return any value. Take new test. Just remove this one. Take one variable. Variable name is result. a result equal to login successful. Next, else result equal to login failed. See, up to now we discussed sub procedures. For these scripts, you can use function procedure also. No issue. Here no returning value. Up to now, no returning value, only performing operations. For that, you can use either sub procedures or function procedures. See, run the script. Oh, just a minute. Display result. Run the script. It is showing log of. Oh, problem. What is the problem? What is the problem? Ritu, identify. In that library, in that shared object repository, log of link not available. Earlier we created log of link only for. Earlier we created shared object repository only for first page, but log of link available in second page.
We have to add it.
We created shared object repository for first page, but this now we inserted verification point also. In this verification point, we used log of link. That log of link not available in shared object repository. Edit that shared object repository. Edit. Saujanya, you tell me. Edit shared object repository. Oh, it is asking try after 5 minutes. Okay, just save this test. GUI test 7. GUI test 7. I will show that sample application. See, in this application, verification point is try to identify the verification point. Ravneet, try to identify the verification point. How to confirm login? Suppose after entering valid username, valid agent name and password, click OK button. Then you are getting flight reservation window. Suppose another scenario, invalid password, error pop-up only. How to confirm login functionality? Tell me, Ravneet. By checking the existence of flight reservation window, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Say if so and so window exists, suppose 10 seconds, then a result equal to login successful, else login failed. Login failed. And if, see, after checking the existence, then close the window, dot close. Next, if it is invalid input, it will show error pop-up. Close the error pop-up. Here I introduced one statement na, system util dot close descendant processes. Can you remember, Saujanya? Can you remember it? System util dot close descendant process. It
I think
closes all
yes,
windows that opened by
we used it.
UFT during execution.
Yes, sir.
Just try to run the script. First time valid input. Okay, just a minute. Display MSG box a result. First valid input. Login successful. Next, invalid input. For example, in this scenario, agent name must be 4-digit value. I am using 3-digit value. Say after 10 seconds, it will go to else part. In the else part, error handling already there. Login failed. This much not required, I think. Okay, leave it. Make it as sub procedure. Sub login of agent comma password. Agent comma password. Pass arguments as parameters. Just a minute. Call the function, call the sub procedure, call procedure name login. Next, arguments. Provide values, agent ABCD, password Mercury. Run the script. Login successful. Next, invalid input. Run the script. After 10 seconds, it will go to else part. In the else part, error handling already there. Login failed. Observe, Samir, sub procedures won't return any value. Here we are assigning value to variable. Sub procedures won't return any value na. In this example, returning value or not? You tell me, Ravneet, in this example, are we returning value or not? Ravneet, say yes or no.
No, we are not.
Result equal to login successful. What is this one? This is not returning the value. Assigning value.
Yeah,
Returning value means return to function name. Login. See, login equal to function name. Change the call statement. Suppose some x equal to, this x is script level variable, not function level variable. Earlier result is function level variable. We used within the function. This x is script level variable.
right.
Run the script. Just a minute. Try to use valid input. Okay. Type mismatch login. Why it is showing error? Observe Saujanya. Why it is showing error? Sub procedures won't return any value, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Find the difference between last example and this current example. What is the difference? Earlier I used result. Result is variable, function level variable.
Yes, sir.
This time function name. This is the concept of returning value. Earlier I used variable, only assigning value. What is the difference? If you use local variable, that value can be used within the function only. If we use function name, this is the concept of returning the value. This value can be used within the function and outside of the function also. You can export the value to external files. You can pass the value to external functions, etc. If we use local variable, within the function only you can use that value. If we use function name, is the concept of returning value. You can use that value within the function or outside of the function also. You can pass the value to external functions, other functions. You can pass the value to other functions. This function result as input to next function, example, or you can export the value to external files, etc. Okay na? Find the difference between using local variable and function name. Saujanya, any confusion?
No, sir.
Hello?
Repeat one more time.
Pardon?
Sir, can you repeat one more time?
You tell me, Ritu, where you are getting the confusion? Earlier
Yes,
I used result variable now. Okay, name
Yes,
result. That value can be used within the function only. You can display the value or use the value, but you cannot export that value to external functions or external files. You cannot export the value. Why? That is local variable, function level variable. But this login is function name. This is returning the value, concept of returning the value. You can use this value within the function, or you can export the value to external files, or you can pass the value to external functions. Any confusion?
But here we are using sub procedure, right?
Sub procedure that failed to execute. I'm going to change the sub procedure to function procedure. First I am explaining the concept.
Okay, sir, got it.
First I am explaining the concept and showing the error. Then we will change sub procedure to function procedure. See, it is showing type mismatch login. Why? Sub procedures won't return any value. Now make it as function procedure. Function and function. Function procedure can return a value. Run the script. Login successful. Returning the value. See, we are observe this last but one statement. Executing the login function and storing into script level variable. This variable value can be exported. This is script level variable. Earlier I used function level variable. Sub procedures won't return any value. Function procedures can return a value. Any confusion, Ritu?
No, sir, no, sir. Yeah, got it.
See, this example is function procedure. Function procedure with returning a value. With returning a value. See, either valid input or invalid input. See, this time valid input, successful. Next use invalid input. Run the script. After 10 seconds it will go to else part. The else part error handling already there. Login failed. Next you try that one. What is that one? Web application. After 5 minutes now. Admin at 123. It is not admin. Admin at 123. Okay. You take that function. Browser. See in this object repository that log of link not available. Log of link not available. Edit the function library. You try to run this one, definitely it will show error. What is the problem? Username. Just a minute. Username. Call function. What is the problem? Just a minute. log of link not available. You edit the function you edit the shared object repository, resources, object repository manager, file, open, browse path of the shared object repository. Next, file, enable editing. You add this log of object, add objects. I want this log of link. Okay, save. Next time, run the script. Is some slow. In just a minute, it will execute. Some problem happened in this application. It will execute. Log of link was not found. What is the problem? Observe, Ritu. Log of link. Resources, object repository. Oh, this is an external library, na? Resources, object repository manager, external shared repository. File open. Log of link available. Log of link available. Why it is showing? Observer Ritu, try to look at the problem. Run the script. Just a minute. Application is not respond. Log of link not exist. Some problem is there. Just a minute. Just a minute. A record admin at 123 login. Next, log off. Close. Stop. If exists, then suppose function name login equal to login successful. Else login failed. And if make it as a function procedure, function admin login of username, password, next pass arguments as parameters, password. Next, call the function. Suppose external variable res equal to script level variable. Function name admin login of admin comma admin at 123. See, returning the result msg box res. Run the script, not exist now. Run the script. Why blank? Why blank? Observe Ritu. It is showing blank. Oh, function name wrong na?
Yes, sir.
Run the script. Returning the result na? Saujanya.
Yes, sir.
See.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, cool. Function procedure with returning result. See, function procedure with arguments and verification point and returning result. Returning result. Dinesh, any confusion?
No confusion.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool. Earlier, flight sample application, this time web application. Next, one more flavor. Observe Ritu. Suppose in our function only one verification point, that time you can return the result to function name. Suppose multiple verification points, say one function or test may have one or more verification points. One or more verification points. How to return multiple values? Say next example, returning multiple values. Returning multiple values. Observe, I'll show an example. Returning multiple values. Take new test. Just a minute. Returning multiple values. Suppose my function is verify update order button. See. verify update order button. This is my test requirement. Verify update order button in flight reservation window. Okay. Observe, my test requirement is before opening an order, update order button should be in disabled state. Now manually you can observe it is in disabled state only. Next, after opening an order, any order, update order button should be enabled. Observe the test requirement, Saujanya. Verify update order button. That is the scenario. Here two verification points as per our test requirement. What are the two verification points? Before opening an order, update order button should be disabled. After opening an order, enabled. How many verification points? Two verification points. Here we have to return multiple results now. More than one result now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First generate the basic script. See result step design step generator. Take hand icon, show the update button. Get RO property. Suppose enabled property. Enabled true means enabled, false means disabled. Return value. Before open an order. Okay, just a minute. Next, open an order. Any order. Okay, just a minute. Just to activate the window, then check the status of status of update order button. Next, after opening an order, again check status. This time another variable after open. You can take any meaningful variables. See, make it as function update underscore order, or single see underscore also not an embedded period. Arguments, no arguments, blank parenthesis. Okay. Next, insert verification points. If Samir, if before open equal to Ritu, if before open equal to false means disabled. Next, I am taking two more variables. See, within the function also you can declare variables. Just a minute. Dim before open comma after open comma verify 1, verify 2, like this. Suppose verify 1, first verification point. Verify 1 equal to any meaningful message. Update button disabled. Update button disabled. Disabled means passed in this scenario. Else enabled means failed. Update button enabled. Failed. This is first verification. Next, second verification. Just a minute. If after open, Saujanya, after open equal to
True.
true. True means enabled.
Yes, sir.
See
Then
here, enabled
enabled
passed, disabled failed.
and disabled fail. Yes.
Verify 2, I'm taking another variable. Okay, now return the result. Return the result, Ritu. Return the result. Function name, take function name. What is the function name? Update order. I want to return two results. Verify 1, verify 2. Two results. Update order equal to?
Yeah. Verify, make it array.
Say, if we enter update order equal to verify 1, next statement update order equal to verify 2, it takes latest value only. I want to assign multiple values at a time. Use array function. Array of verify 1, comma, verify 2. If 10 results, verify 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma, like that. Next, call the function. Suppose I am taking one local variable res. Script level variable, not local variable. Script level variable. It can be exported. Res equal to function name update order blank parenthesis na, no arguments. Just a minute, run the script, put base state, run the script, executed. Say, observe, last statement, res equal to update order. It will return multiple results, multiple values, more than one value. In this scenario, two values. So now res is array variable. First verification point, res of 0, array index starts from 0. Second verification point, res of 1. Now run the script. Just a minute. Put base state, run the script. See update button, observe yellow arrow marker. Update button disabled passed, Second one, update button enabled passed. Okay, now Dinesh, returning multiple values at a time. Next, calling functions within the function. Calling functions within the function. Calling function within a function. Calling one or more functions within a function. Just a minute. I'm taking the new test.
Sir, multiple returning values we did with the sample application, right, sir?
You try to identify
can we-
scenarios in web application also. You try to identify the scenarios.
Okay, sir.
Try to identify.
That's what I was thinking.
Locate.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Next, call in functions within a function. For example, take login function. Just a minute. Create login function. Just make it as function, either sub or function procedure. Function name, login. Okay, arguments optional. Pass arguments as parameters. Agent, password. Call the function, call login of values ABCD, comma, Mercury. Run. Just a minute. Base state. Run. Executing. Make it as external function. Save. Next, associate the function library, or you can load function library at runtime using execute file statement. Already we discussed. Next, for example, I'm creating one function for open order functionality. I'm creating a function for open order functionality. See, activate the flight reservation window, click open order button, check order number checkbox, enter order number, click OK. See, this is open order functionality. Function open underscore order suppose order number argument, pass argument as parameter, call the function, call open order. Suppose order number 7. You want to observe the test data, insert wait statement, it is optional. Observe Ritu, run the script. What is the problem? For this open order, end-to-end scenario, login required na?
Yes, sir. So we have to call that
Login required. Suppose for this open order, login required. That is precondition. We have login function already. We have login function. Call that function within the function. Call login function within open order function. See, call login of ABCD, comma Mercury. Now observe, run the script. First login calling, next open order executing. Observe Saujanya, observe this function. Calling a function within the function na.
Yes, sir.
See, login is function, external function. We are calling this login function from open order function na.
Yes, sir.
See, any confusion, Ritu? Calling functions, not only single function. You can call multiple functions also. Calling functions within a function. Okay. Now we covered all flavors of user defined functions. Just to recollect, sub procedure with no arguments, sub procedure with arguments, sub procedure with arguments and verification point. Next, sub procedure for data driven testing. Next, function procedure with returning a value. Next, just a minute, I will list out.
Sir, can we call subprocedure within a function?
Yes.
Oh,
What is the problem? Just a minute. Just make it as sub. Who is asking this question? Who is asking?
Ritu.
Ritu. Just a minute. Instead of function, use sub. Here, no returning the value na. Here we are not passing the value, just calling the function only.
Yeah.
Sub and sub. Just a minute. Or here you can just a minute. Where is that one? I removed the test na. Just a minute. Okay. You take that code. See, here also you can edit function library, or externally you can edit. Solution Explorer, ABC. Changed. Externally we edited, or internally also you can edit. From UFT tool also you can edit function library. How? View menu, Solution Explorer, here select function. Now it is sub procedure na. Sub procedure na, Ritu.
Yes. Yeah.
Next, just a minute. Now we are calling a sub procedure within a function procedure. Run the script. Executing na.
Yes, sir.
Executing. See, just a minute. Last 2 minutes. Just tell me the different flavors that we discussed. Dinesh. First one. Just recollect. Sub procedure, or you can use function procedure also with no arguments. No arguments. Next, Dinesh contribute sub procedure with arguments. Next, see, not only sub procedure, here you can use function. In this example, you can use function procedure also with for returning the value, or without returning value also you can use function procedure, no issues. Here also same. Next, tell me Saujanya, sub or function procedure with returning with arguments and verification
And with
point.
verification points.
Verification point. Next, sub or function procedure
Arguments.
for data driven testing.
Yes, sir.
For data driven testing. Next,
And multiple verification points.
verification point we already used. Function procedure with returning value. And one more thing also we discussed. Sub or function procedure with arguments and loading shared object repository. Shared object repository at runtime. It is best practice. Next, just a minute. Function procedure. This sixth example only for function procedure. Function procedure with returning a value. Returning a value. Next, function procedure with returning multiple values. Multiple values. Next, last example. Ritu, what is the last one? Quick. Calling sub procedure or function procedure. Within a function. Okay. Okay na Saujanya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll meet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.